hours, but
What?
okay, okay. Wait a second.
Okay.
Wait, let me check something now.
Good morning. This is Dr. Nguyen, and welcome again to live streaming from Texas College. This is English 1302 of English Composition 2, and we are at the last, almost towards the end of the semester, and our attention is now focused on the research paper. I've spoken to a couple of you guys, and one person has already presented his paper to me. Another person said, he had no idea that there was a paper. The syllabus is very clear about that, and I've been sending you emails. Please read my emails. Those emails, I know some of you couldn't access the information on JIGS, so I decided to write you almost weekly emails. I've sent you a series of emails detailing the assignment. For this particular research paper, we wanted to do on one thing, which was the American dream. And the idea was to talk about the American dream and how it is reflected by or in some of the works we have read. It was very easy to pull out from there to define what the American dream is, because remember, the title does a few things. The title does at least three things here. It sort of delimits your subject. It tells the reader what specifically you are writing about. You are writing about what? The American dream. What about it? In the works we have read, but select the works, say the American Dream in A Raisin in the Sun, and probably Death of a Salesman, the American Dream in A Raisin in the Sun, and Langston Hughes poems. For instance, Dreams and Dream Deferred, I think it's also called Harlem, and Let V-Day be my victory day. These are some of the works we can adequately use to exemplify the whole concept of the dream, or even the poem by Langston Hughes, Mother to Son, where the mother says, "Never give up, never give up, son. Life has never been crystal clear for me. I've been at climbing and turning rounds and going to places where there are no carpets, no lights, and on cemented floors, on carpeted floors, and all kinds of things. But still, what? At climbing, son. Don't you sit down and stop climbing?" Because that has been her own dream too. Because the American dream is not a dream you sleep at night and dream about, and the next day it is real. It's a concept that deals with hard work, that everything being equal, everybody here in the United States has an opportunity to rise from rags to riches, to wealth, from poverty to wealth. Hello? Yes. Yes, I'm straight. You want to do it? Yes. Okay, I'm sorry for the interruption. Yeah, this is what we're talking about. That would be the American dream, how you materialize it, how you realize it. The American dream as a concept, it is very, very historical. And your research may carry you to history, to the origin of the American dream. We talk about Abraham Lincoln rising from the railroad to the presidency, Obama rising from a broken family to the presidency, or whatever the case is. It's a concept that has become infectious, touching almost everybody here, everybody who who sits at night and sleeps at night and sits in his chair or her chair back there and thinks of what the future is likely to give her or to him and what he has to put in place to overcome the difficulties. Now, Arthur Miller once said in his introduction to his collected plays, so what can a man do to overcome the tensions, the problems, the conflicts outside the home to make this world a home? American Dream is about that home of freedom, liberty, where you write a check without necessarily looking at your checkbook or at the balance and what is left, but where you can think of having some businesses downtown, a car for yourself, a car for your husband or your wife, and another one in the house for the church, for the family, and a couple of kids, and they can decide to go to school wherever they want to even the Ivy League universities, without you having to worry about it. It is those who work hard that are rewarded. But again, when we get to A Raisin in the Sun and we see Walter trying to gain his own dream through investment, then he decides to invest in liquor. He has no money and he has to take that money from his father's insurance. And the mother is against it because her Christian dispensation wouldn't allow her to bless Walter's business enterprise. Again, we see how the family plays a predominant role, a very essential role, a remarkable role in the achievement of one's dreams. We've had that. We know that some families that stand in your way or in the way of your achieving the dream. But more often than not, everybody's pleased to push you, to encourage you to achieve that dream, because when you do achieve it, you achieve it not only for yourself, but for your entire family. I think they'll be pleased to look back and see that you've done so well, you've started your own business, or you've gotten a good job, you get married, you have a couple of kids, you go on vacation, you do the kinds of things Walter wants to do. Especially when Walter says, look, hey, my wife has a right actually to wear those pearls and the golden chains and everything else, like every other woman, because she's worked hard all her life. But again, that's a good dream. But you don't realize it that way. Like in Death of a Salesman, the same thing happens. When Biff tells Charlie, Happy, and the mother, so listen, he had the wrong dream. He had just the wrong dream. He didn't know himself. So one thing about the dream is to know yourself, know your capability, what you are capable of doing, and how far you can push yourself to do those things. And then Happy in the same play, Death of a Salesman, says, no, he had the right dream. A dream a man can have, and for his children. And I'm going to fight for him, fight for that dream, for that his dream, to realize it in the city here. But he doesn't have anything that he can use to get that dream, because as the mother says very clearly, mothers tend to know us more. It says he has, Happy has only 3 things in life, as the name Happy reveals. It's women, his fanciful cars, and his apartment. Keeping it clean for the girls, or if you're a girl, for the boys to come in. You drive nice cars, and you have nice boyfriends and handsome boyfriends and beautiful girls, whatever your gender may be. And once your mind is taken off by these things of the world, what happens? Your focus on that dream is diminished. It becomes more and more pale and vague. And that's what the mother tells him. So you can't do it because you have not even been able to help me to live in this house. He lives in the house, but he never helps the parents to pay part of the bills or even the mortgage. So the American dream therefore becomes a concept that goes beyond just wanting. It goes within being true to yourself. Remember Charles Dickens' Great Expectations. Those expectations must be what? Reachable. They must be attainable. They must be what? Realistic. And you must have the power, the qualification, the mindset to reach those dreams. And you have to practice what I think this lady who wrote triple package said. You must be able to suspend gratification. We in America here will go for what? Immediate gratification. Oh no, weekend. I've had a long week. I have to spend the weekend in town in Dallas. I vacation. I have to go on vacation. We borrow money for these things. You can't work. Everything goes. But in her book, he says some cultures would prevent or would oblige you to have something in store and to take out of that storage. And that's why they progress a little more, because before they spend $1,000, they have about $10,000. So there's always $9,000. There's always the concept of adding to it, building it up. While and you have to succeed in doing that, you have to suspend gratification. You have to delay it. Delay your vacations. Delay the restaurant eating. Probably you want to eat once a week, which is Friday or towards the weekend, rather than every day in the restaurant, because you buy your food and cook at home, which makes it less expensive, and you are able to store a little bit of money. That's the steps towards acquiring the American dream for some others. And we're not saying that's the best. Again, your topic identifies exactly where you are going and how you are going to develop the rest of your essay. That's why the thesis becomes extremely important, because the thesis is going to establish the boundary around your subject, and that would discourage you from wandering aimlessly out of line. Often we are tempted to stray from the point. When we write, we begin by intending to write a paper about something else, the American dream, and suddenly you are going off topic. With a clear thesis statement, therefore, your thesis statement, which would be that one sentence that captures your idea, something like the American dream, is a concept that informs many American lives and has been a cornerstone of development for most Americans. It's a dream that was built on the concept that every man had the opportunity, or has the opportunity, man or woman has the opportunity to succeed in life, everything being equal. in Death of a Salesman, A Racing in the Sun, and few of Langston Hughes' poems, we see this character struggling individually and sometimes collectively to attain their own version of the American dream. Others succeed while others fail. Others succeed while others fail. Thank you. So, just give me the time now. Others succeed while others fail, and the American that's part of the American dream. That some of the characters don't have what it takes to succeed. Let me pause here a little bit and send you guys a text message.